Broadcasting live from the Drew Estate Studios in Miami, it's Dirty Fabien, and this is DE4Live.
DE4Live audience, this is a big thrill. That's right, I have left Joe Grow in the office, and I am live on location at Studio21 Podcast Cafe.
Yeah, you are.
In New Hampshire with a very special guest and Nasty Nick. That's right. So we have Nasty Nick, who is our rep in New England, and my very special guest is none other than Mr. Dave Garofalo, the owner of Two Guys Smoke Shop, among other things.
Hi, everybody.
How you doing?
I'm great.
Welcome to DE4Live, and we are here live in an actual studio. I mean, this is phenomenal. I feel like I'm doing things. I'm in the big time, and we have an executive producer who just likes to be called Ed. As Ed. So Ed is doing all this stuff, and he's making us sound good and all that. Right, Ed?
I'm just Ed.
Okay, he's just Ed. So from now on, Joe Grow, I'm calling you just Ed. Yeah. All right? So you just lost your title. Your new title is just Ed. So hopefully you like that. All right, so this is DE4Live, and this is the hashtag Smoke What Fabien Smokes. And I'm ecstatic with this because this is acid month. So I'm smoking an acid, but I'm smoking a very special acid. It is an acid solely made for Two Guys Smoke Shop. That's right. It is the Amigos. David, we're relaunching this Amigos because the Amigos project was one of the early subculture items in the early 2000s. And then we dropped the ball, and we went other ways elsewhere, and we forgot to make it. And then we're bringing it back, and we're bringing it back big time at the beginning. It's the end of 2018, but it's going to be at the beginning of 2019, and this is Acid 20. So this is very exciting.
It's exciting for me, too. Thank you for doing it.
Of course.
I've been asking for years to bring this project back. Whatever happened to it, we were doing great with it. And, what happened was the Acid brand blew up, and you had enough issues on your own stuff to deal with this. But it came back. I remember it. But now you actually taught me. The whole time I had this project,
yes,
I was doing it wrong.
Yes, you were. I mean, so a little bit about the cigars is the Blondie, the Acid Blondie is our second bestseller in the whole line. Everyone knows it's Cuba Cuba, but this is the Blondie blend, but it's an inch longer. So all you guys out there who are smoking the Acid Blondies and want a little bit more, now we have the Amigos, which is it's going to be 5 inches. But not only is it just one, it's two. Amigos, it's a cigar that you buy. You buy one Amigo, and technically you're supposed to smoke one yourself and give one to your friend, right?
Right, you're Amigo.
Oh, you're Amigo, that's right. Well, when you're like me, when you don't have any friends.
I don't know about that.
I have a lot of acquaintances,
yeah.
But I don't really have too many friends. I just grabbed the Amigo, I took it out of the cello, I cut both ends, and I smoked it at the same time. And we're all smoking it at the same time, and we're shotgunning this cigar.
Calling it double barrel.
Double barrel.
Double barrel, smoking them both at the same time like that. It's amazing.
That's right.
And it's a truly unique experience to smoking it.
Mm-hmm.
You get it. You're drawing some air in also because of the way your mouth wraps around the cigar. Double barrel. There's
double barrel
around here, huh?
Now double barrel, and I will do a special little gift thing over here. All you guys, when you're listening out to this podcast, you go to, if you're living in New England, you come to any Two Guys Smoke Shop, and you get your hands on some Acid Amigo. You're going to take a picture of you smoking the Amigos, whether you're smoking with an Amigo or you're smoking both of them at the same time. You're going to post it on Instagram and use the hashtag, my hashtag, Smoke What Fabien Smokes. And on November 10th, I will pick a winner. And that winner I will personally send a little care package to whoever wins. Now, there's quite a few people that don't necessarily live in New England. So how can they get their hands on the Amigos, David?
So you can go to twoguyscigars.com. That's the number 2guyscigars.com, and you'll see it there. And you can buy singles, which a single really is 2 cigars because every single, one band is wrapped around 2 cigars. So it's virtually a buy one, get one free all the time. You're buying one single ombre. You're getting 2 cigars. I recommend you at least get 2. You don't have to get 2. You can buy even 1 cigar. We're happy for the sale of whatever happens. But I urge you to get at least 2 so that one you can smoke with an Amigo. Yep. One of you smoking half of it. The other smokes the other half that comes out. You're just taking the band off and you're all set. But today was my first time experiencing this double barrel. smoking them both at the same time. And I've never done it. I've been in the cigar business for 33 years. I've been a cigar smoker for 35 years. I've never experienced this before. You owe it to yourself to try this experience at least once.
Leave it to the non-traditional guy to bring a non-traditional way to smoke an acid cigar.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very nice. Now, Nick, what do you think double barreling these cigars over here?
I think I like the double barrel more than the single. I've been proud of these because it took us a little bit. It took us some pulling some teeth to get this thing moving.
That's a good 10-year wait. I mean, it's been that long.
We've been aging it for 10 years, David.
Wow, I'll say.
No, not really.
I wonder why the perfect burn line. Interesting to see how they burn, too. The one I'm smoking right now is burning exactly even to each other.
Yep.
One I smoked earlier. One was a little faster than the other one was burning.
Okay.
So
all right,
I don't
nice.
know. Interesting.
So I've been crushing through these since they finally hit the stores because I was excited to try them and excited to get in on it. And I had never done that until yesterday. They're like, once we were at the event yesterday, I just went, let's try this out. Let's do this.
Double
Wait,
barrel.
I launched that? You didn't think about that?
I thought about it.
Oh.
Actually, I kind of stole the idea from Mr. Mike Morgasm.
Oh, Mr. Mike Morgasm. Yeah, we have a guy, a Drewy.
Morgasm.
Yeah,
sounds a little dirty.
A Drewy, a Drew groupie who actually came. He lives in Rhode Island. He comes there, and I don't know if he bought it online or he comes to the store and he bought some. And the very first picture he actually posted was of two of them lit on a cigar cutter, and I'm like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. So that was So I don't want to say that I stole that from Mike Morgasm, but I like to say his name. But hey, Mike, you probably invented it. I don't want to give you too much credit because
no payment comes with it or anything.
Well,
no royalties.
None.
The world can't live with another Morgasm. So we don't want your head to get too big. But you were the first one to post a picture that way. So I will say that. So
none of them royalties, kid.
No royalties. but I'll give you a big hug, and I'll make Nick give you two big hugs next time he sees you.
Give hugs out. I saw you give a hug earlier too. You're a hugger guy.
So I was thrilled to be on your podcast. Now we're changing the subject right now. It's hashtag shooting the leaf. Okay. I was very thrilled to be on your podcast, Cigar Authority.
Yes.
And mine, I think we're on episode like 32. And I thought that was like very cool, and I'm very proud.
Yeah.
And then when your podcast, when we started your Cigar Authority, you're like, welcome to podcast number
444.
Man, that is so awesome. I mean, you've been doing this since 2010.
2010.
Every
week.
Saturday.
Every week.
Oh,
every week. We're not going to give up because there was a podcast out there for 500 episodes. So I need a goal to go for. Everything I try to do is to try to do the best I possibly can do. So I'm guaranteeing at least 501 podcasts.
Okay.
After that, I don't know. I've been doing this for a long time, right?
So there's a lot of people that know you a little too well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hours of talking.
Absolutely. And with that comes some personal stuff that comes out because it's 2 hours every single week for 444 episodes. You're talking 288 hours. Everybody knows way too much about me to listen to that show.
I think in that 444, never missed a week, right? Every Saturday, same time,
that's
444 times in a row.
Yeah, if I'm out of the country, then the co-hosts take over. We don't do it in advance or anything like that, but Saturday morning, that's it.
For all you guys who are thinking about doing podcasts, the most important thing is consistency, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, consistency in
everything in life.
Well, yeah.
As it goes with ACID, celebrating 20 years of ACID, how consistent is that to keep going? As I said to you before, a brand came out called ACID. I remember when it came out, I'm like, what a terrible name. Then I smelled the cigar, and I go, well, this is absolutely ridiculous, and
this is
no way this is going to happen. 20 years is a milestone. Congratulations to everybody over there.
Well,
oh, my
you.
God, to have a company, let alone a cigar brand, 20 years. And now, does everybody know?
Yeah.
The number one cigar?
That's right. We are the number one selling brand in the U.S. I mean, that's phenomenal.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy. It's a big achievement.
Oh,
to all our
God.
sales reps, to everybody out there, to all you guys who are smoking cigars, smoking acid cigars, both in stores and at home and everywhere else. You guys are smoking lots of cigars, and we appreciate it. Thank you very much. And now we're on top, and now we got to stay on top. And the sales of the ACID Amigos are going to help us get there.
I hope so.
That's right. We're going to sell lots of ACID Amigos. Now, You know, you say you've been in the industry for 35 or 33 years.
33
You've been
years.
smoking for 35 years.
Correct.
You've seen a lot of things that come and go.
Yep.
And one of the questions I always get posed by, and it's always like, you know, oh man, I got to answer this question again, this and that, whatever. But I always got to remember it's the first time that this person asked me the question is, you've been with Jonathan Drew for 18 years. I mean, how is it working with Jonathan Drew and this and that? And yeah, I mean, he's a brother of mine, and all you guys are listening to this podcast. You've heard the prior podcast, which is the podcast right before this one. We actually interviewed Jonathan, so it was a phenomenal podcast. We had a great time. David, you told me a story about how the very first time you met Jonathan. Yeah. And that was almost like pre-Drew Estate.
It was.
So please tell our audience.
There was a cigar brand out there called Cimero, Cimero, and it was Jonathan's brand. He was in the Twin Towers. We're operating a cigar shop there, a kiosk that he had, and I had my 2 guys smoke shop, and somehow he contacted me about this brand and said, any chance you give it a try? And I said, of course. And never meeting him or anything like that. I said, I'll try it. And we were doing a good job with it. And I'd be reordering it, and he's all happy, and I'm reordering it, he's all happy. And then one day he calls and says, you're actually selling more than I'm even selling on here. I'm moving on, and I'm going to try a different project. Would you be interested to buy the closeout of it, because I'm going to let Cimero go? And I said, I'll take the closeout, but with the closeout comes you. I want you to come down here and spend just one day here on a Saturday, meet the staff, meet the employees, meet the customers that come in, show them your stuff.
Now, you're in New Hampshire now, but back then you were in Boston, right? In Massachusetts.
No, we were in Massachusetts, but this was as soon as we moved over here. So this had to be 1995-ish, maybe, 94, 95. And he said, I don't see what that'll do, but I'm right in New York. I'm going to take the shuttle down, and I'll pick him up. And I took him, and I introduced him to some of our customers, especially the ones that were hanging around most of the day, one of them being Steve Saka.
Okay.
So Steve Saka, New Hampshire guy, and there he was. And I said, Jonathan, you got to meet this guy, Jonathan. And it was the funniest thing, though. In those days, there's no camera phones or anything like that.
Yeah.
I actually took a picture that day of them together.
You have that picture?
I do.
Oh, man, so you're going to have to show that picture. All right, okay.
And I don't know why. It's so
it on
odd.
your Wall of Fame or Wall of Shame?
No, it's Wall of Fame.
Oh, okay,
Wall of Fame. And listen, 2 successful people, and Steve wasn't even in the cigar industry. He was a customer and in the computer field. But anyway, we go through the learning curve of the brand because we bought all of them, so it was going to help us end up doing it. And then I took him back to the airport, and he was off and running.
Nice. You sold that brand. Now, what happened? You finished it. You were the last guy with the Cimero.
I was certainly the last guy because I had every single one of them. Then moves on to La Vieja. And then and we do that and go through that whole project till that was, okay, this one isn't working either. And I got to say, there's a guy that gets knocked down, brushed off, picked up, go again. Knocked down, picked up, brushed off, go again. Then he comes with the ACID brand. Okay. And I'm like, Jonathan, ACID? It sounds like it's acidic. It sounds like drugs. It's and then with all the tobacco that's there, as soon as you open up the box, oh my God, I can't mix this in with the other cigars.
Smells nothing like tobacco.
Yeah, and I'm like, this one I'm going to pass on, and I passed on ACID. And I don't pass on much. I passed on ACID. I go, no way with this one. Please, please, please. I go, no way. I'm not going to do that. And that lasted for about maybe 4 months.
Okay.
And then it was catching on or whatever, and then I put my head down and I said, okay, I missed it, so I certainly don't bat 1,000. I thought Cimero was the winner. So much for that.
I love the tagline. Actually, the tagline for Cimero is, don't just light, ignite. Yeah.
Stand in front of an airplane.
That's right. Yes, I remember that. That was epic. That was an epic ad, and we actually have a poster of that in our office.
That's true.
I had them hanging up all over the place because I had them all.
Nice. Well, I mean, it took you 4 months to figure out ACID, but now you are one of the guys that sell a whole bunch of ACID. You are one of our biggest ACID dealers in the whole U.S., and you were one. Actually, Amigos was actually one of the very first subcultures that we did.
Yeah.
And going well, and we took a little hiatus on our part. We got stuff figured out. We had to figure things out, and now we're relaunching it. And again, people out there, you enjoy that blondie, you got to try the Amigos. Whether you smoke it dirty Fabien shotgun style or you smoke it by yourself, well, one, and then you give your friend another one. You know, I mean,
you got to have a friend, though, I guess.
Yeah, you got to have a friend. You know, I mean, I think I got some. I bought a box yesterday, and I think that when I go back home, my girlfriend Catherine's not going to let me smoke them shotgun style because she'll want one. So
it's good both ways, but I say at least try it once this way. This is only my second time trying it this way.
Yeah,
but I like it. It's interesting. It's different, and right in the middle of it, you can change your mind and just slide it out and go to a single.
That's right. That's right.
But go through it once.
Now there's another thing. If you come here to this store right here, this is your main store.
This is Two Guys in Salem. This was our first New Hampshire store. We started with 3 stores in Massachusetts, taxed out of the state. We come to New Hampshire, we open this, and then later 2, 3, because we had 3 before. Yeah. Now we still have 3.
There's another business that's happening here on the second floor, which is actually what we're doing is podcasts.
Absolutely.
And you have up to you have a whole studio. And I mean, when you guys come down, you got to come to Salem. You got to check out the second store, second floor of this store. It's amazing, beautiful store, nice walk-in humidor. It has all the cigars, wall units, and the staff is phenomenal. Very nice, very pleasant. They know their stuff.
Thank you.
So props to you and your whole staff. But you come up here, and if there's someone up here you're looking for nitro coffee, you gotta get nitro coffee. He's got the pump right there. I may or may not have had a full pint. I don't want to, if you're listening, Catherine, I don't know if I did or not, but I may have. And it is phenomenal. Willie Herrera, next time you're in New Hampshire, you got to come back here because I know it's very hard to find nitro all over the place, but he has it here all the time.
We have a kegerator full of it, and we're into coffee.
There you go. Now you actually have a podcast studio in which you have a whole bunch of different podcasts that are being filmed and taped here.
Yes. So we started with doing the Cigar Authority in 2010, and it took a long time to end up building it up, and I was buying the wrong equipment. We were making every mistake in the world, and finally, after years into it, we got it down to a science, and this should sound better, this should look better. We got it down pretty good. And a buddy of mine came to me and said, I should be doing a podcast too, right? And I said, absolutely, jump into podcasting. It's awesome. It's good for promotion for your business. It's good to be able to get better at public speaking. There's so many positive things to it. You meet people you never would have met before. You should do it. And he said, well, I don't have the equipment. I said, well, this is the type of equipment you should buy. Wow, that's expensive. I don't even know how to operate it. This. And I said, well, come up and use my stuff. So he comes up and uses stuff. And then I'm like, you know something? Maybe there's a business to that.
Yeah.
So we based it around a coffee shop, and here it is, and it's live.
Yep.
And as you saw, people sit in the audience and watch this. But all kinds of different businesses came to us, right? So we got 3 ladies that do a book club, and they write books. And we have Don't Do It Yourself podcast, which is almost like an Angie's List type of thing, and they bring contractors in. We got lawyers that do closings on the real estate house party. They bring comedians in. Sometimes I sit here and there's a comedy show, and I'm the only person in the thing listening. Well, listening live.
Yeah.
Then again, after the podcast is done, it's put out on all these mediums, including visual.
Yes,
right?
I know. We're on camera here.
So this is a vodcast, video on demand, and a podcast.
Okay.
So why do I want a vodcast? Most people are going to listen to this show. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. They're going to listen to it going to work, driving to work. They're going to listen to it maybe going for a walk, going to the gym, whatever they're going to end up doing. Podcasting is about a listening type of thing. But vodcasting is adding a video element to it. So this is available on YouTube, along with other places also. It can be Facebook Live. It can be a whole bunch of different video places also. But Google loves video.
Okay, yeah.
So search engine optimization to be able to find you by having video content, it's millions of megabytes that they're able to find to be able to push forward your audio content also.
Hey, Joe Grow, you paying attention?
There we go.
All right, you better be attention.
You're gonna see 2 years from now, if you're gonna try to post on Facebook, it's only going to allow you to post videos.
Okay.
So they're going after the YouTube because YouTube is owned by Google.
Yeah, yeah.
And the number 2 search engine is actually YouTube.
Okay.
Number 1 is Google. Number 2 is Facebook.
All right.
So you want Google Juice, which is what we call it. And it's helping there too because you could have the best podcast in the world. If nobody can find you, right? You want it to be able to be found. So we help all the podcasters do that. That's our back end, what we do. We put on a great production of it where we have an engineer, Ed over here.
Just Ed, man, you're doing a great job over there.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot for Just Ed.
It's just with a capital J.
I like that.
Okay, all right.
Capital J.
Yeah.
Actually, Ed has a company. It's a funny name company. Do you want to share this?
Oh.
Is this a secret or what?
It's not a secret.
All right.
It's called Sonic Cupcake Podcast Production.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
Ed, Sonic Cupcake.
Oh,
Because look at him. Doesn't he look like a Sonic Cupcake?
yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a pretty
You're
odd
just
name.
missing the sprinkles, but yeah.
A little bit up top.
Yeah.
All right, okay. All right, we can go with that.
It's a delicious
It's
little
not
treat.
quite acid or Cuba but it's Sonic Cupcake.
I like it.
There we go.
I like it. It's Sonic Hedgehog. I remember. What was it?
Exactly.
Genesis Gamecast
Sega
over there.
Genesis.
Sega Genesis. Yeah, it's the Sonic Cupcake. I like it.
Exactly. So
Now you have a podcast that you just started. It's Snacks.
The Snack Authority. Me and Ed Sullivan do a podcast called the Studio21 Podcast,
All right.
where we teach people how to do podcasts.
Okay.
It's to drive people into the studio and maybe do their podcast there. That's the idea of the podcast. But people come up and say, I don't know how to do a podcast. I couldn't fill the content. You know, you're in the cigar industry. That's why your cigar podcast ended up being popular. And I said, what do you think if we try to come up with an idea of a different podcast of something that has nothing to do with what we're in the business for, and see if we can do it, see if we're a one-hit wonder, see if we're a one-trick pony. Let's see if we can do this. So we said, let's figure this out. And we did this live on the air to try to come up with something. And I'm the most boring man in the world. I'm trying to think of what I'm into. And I basically go home and after dinner, I watch TV and I eat snacks.
Okay.
So I said, I can talk about snacks because that's all else I got. And he goes, I like snacks. And I said, all right, we're the Snack Authority. Our other show is the Cigar Authority.
Nice.
So a lot of thought put into that too.
Yeah.
Right.
Snack Authority. Let's do the Snack Authority. So the first week we said, okay, what are we going to do? And we ate a peanut. That was actually the show. We ate a peanut and said, okay, that was the first snack ever done, and let's talk about that for a half hour.
Okay.
And we did a podcast. And now we're on maybe 8 episodes, 10 episodes.
11 today.
11.
Now you
Far cry from 444, but let's see what happens. And we did this in front of the eyes and ears of the people listening to our podcast. And if we fail and fall flat in our face, we've done it in front of everybody.
Total transparency.
Yep.
We shared download numbers this past week on Studio 21. So
Yeah, we tell them everything. And
Yeah, but I saw the snacks that you tried today, and even Nasty Nick didn't want to try them. I mean, Nasty, did you try any of those?
No, because potatoes are really not my thing.
Oh,
So,
okay, all right. So
that wasn't the worst part of it. I'll tell you.
Lobster roll potato chips.
Yeah.
It's not. It's very New England, but very not what I want to try.
Not good. Not good. But
Nick, you're not a potato fan, huh?
No,
but
I'm the only
we're
Irishman.
eating and tasting these things so you don't have to.
right.
So how was that?
It was terrible.
And what was the worst one though? You had 3 different ones. It was like
I would say the chili. There was a chili.
Guinness beef chili.
Terrible.
Guinness beef chili chips.
Yes. I mean, just right from the get-go, you open the bag and
the smell.
It was just disturbing and disgusting.
And we have the bucket underneath, so we had to bring the bucket out for that. That made its appearance for the second time.
Right. Anybody can call for the bucket.
Yeah. Don't feel ashamed.
So has that been the worst tasting one so far on your snack authority?
For
would say.
taste, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, for texture, it was those mochi ice cream balls.
Oh, I love mochi ice cream.
Oh
Yeah.
no, that's the weirdest thing.
It's
Yeah.
weird, right?
texture
The
is
texture
bad.
was funky as
Yeah,
can be.
it's
The
weird.
texture is funky, but I like it. I don't know. I like mochi. I could get into that.
What is mochi, Nick?
It's just a little chunk of ice cream in this
It's not
rice
ice cream.
ball.
Well,
gelatin
yeah.
shell.
I think it's a rice.
It's a glutinous
like a-
rice
Yep.
is the mochi. And in Japan, see, we know we are.
Yeah, we are the Snack Authority. So
In Japan, it's packaged separately as a holiday kind of traditional snack, just kind of chewy. And so the mochi ice cream started here, and they're wrapping ice cream with this mochi. Now, the ones we had, Maimo, if you know those ones, but the ice cream was phenomenal. It was just ruined by the mochi. as it turned out.
Mochi is no.
So we like ice cream
Yeah.
and don't like mochi.
All right, well,
Exactly.
Except for one of our panel. We have 4 people in the panel, and one of them, Jessica, liked it.
Right.
She seems to be the one that falls off and, goes against what the three boys end up saying on there for the most part. But I think this week we were all in a line of not liking
I
all
believe,
three.
yeah, if someone calls for the bucket, we go with this drop.
Better get a bucket or throw up.
Gaston, a bucket for monsieur.
And I think we hit that 4 times today.
Yes.
Man, so what else do you guys get who's in charge of finding these snacks?
So we just kind of brainstorm, Jess, one of our co-hosts, she
picked the
went for the mochi. Mikey wanted shortbread, so we did a Lorna Doone versus Walker's shortbread. And other than that, we've had listeners, send us email. What about this?
Yeah, you got to.
So where can they send? What's the email address they can send things about?
We've got the snackauthority@gmail.com.
Okay, so I challenge you guys at DE4Live here. We're a very, audience.
Have mercy on us. I mean, we haven't even had Twinkies yet.
Have mercy, have mercy on our souls. Yeah, the point is not to find the most disgusting things. We're exploring the broadest possible.
And we put head-to-head battles against certain things.
Right. The Hostess Cupcake, against Little Debbie, for example.
Or Pinguinos.
I can already picture in my head our loyal fan, Chris Duque in the Hawaiian Islands, Mr. 808 Dirty Rat Squad leader over there. He's going to the macadamia nuts, and he's going to get you a selection of macadamia nuts. And you might have to have a macadamia nut.
I like a macadamia nut.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, very nice.
One of his favorites is spam-flavored macadamia nuts.
See, now that turns me off. That's his favorite?
That's I don't know if it's favorite, but it's the one he keeps sending me.
It's the one that keeps showing up.
So it's so interesting that people want somebody to try something that's disgusting, and they go, "Oh my God, this is terrible. Try it." Why does that happen?
Because misery loves company, man. We all want to. If I'm going down, you're coming down with me.
That's happened way too many times, Nick. When you and I and Chris Stone are out,
Fact.
That has gone too many times.
The wrecking balls.
Yeah, man, that is bad. That is bad. Now
it's a fun show, and people seem to enjoy it.
And it's a live show. So when can people listen to that show?
So that is Saturday mornings, right around 10 a.m. Eastern time.
But it's podcast.
But you can listen to it anytime.
That's the beauty of podcasting and broadcasting. It's on demand. And in this generation, that's what they want. They don't want to wait till the time it is to view. It's when they feel like it. So whenever you feel like it, tune in.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. You can find the Snack Authority
If
on
you want to,
Facebook.
if you want to watch us spit in the bucket, there's no need to.
I mean,
there's nothing to see here, folks.
That's when it's most compelling, though, is when Jess gets that look of horror on her face. And
Is the bucket brought to you by someone?
Not yet. Not yet. We have not monetized that show at all.
A
But
sponsorship opportunity right there.
Hey, all right, Mr.
Perhaps.
Clean. Where are you, Mr. Clean?
there we go.
Perhaps Drew Estate would like to sponsor the bucket.
Maybe it could be the acid bucket. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see. So, one of the things you said, you went from being in Massachusetts to New Hampshire.
Yes.
New Hampshire is one of these states that is very tax friendly.
It is, and it's from a lot of hard work from a lot of retailers that got together, because our problem in Massachusetts, we were in Boston from 85 to 94-ish, and nobody would fight together. It was all by myself fighting for the tax not to happen. And when it ended up happening, I came to New Hampshire, I would say to retailers, I know we're competitive with each other, but we should get together because we're in this together.
Yeah.
And it's worked beautiful in this state. So we are together. We have a lobbyist in the state, and we get together monthly, and we talk about legislation, and sometimes afterwards we get to talk shop and stuff, but it's for legislative reasons. And there's 3 states in the United States that doesn't have a tax on premium cigars. You got Florida.
Yep.
That's where every manufacturer is.
Yep.
So they got together, they fight as a group, and they accomplish it. You got Pennsylvania, where the biggest mail order companies operate out of, and there they are fighting together and making that not happen. And then of everything else, you got the state of New Hampshire.
Live free or die.
And it's part of what happened to me, but passing that message on, and I'm passing that message on if you have other retailers that are here, you get together and you work together, you be competitive with each other later, But you're in this together, and you fight, and you spend money and energy and time because you got to survive, right?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, what we're doing is totally legal, and it's just enjoying, and we're we're of age, and
Right.
and what we're burning is legal, and it's all natural, and
Absolutely.
I mean it's crazy how Big Brother keeps telling us they know how to live our lives better than we can, but props to you guys for banding together and being like the hidden gem.
Absolutely.
Cigar Association in New Hampshire. Shout out.
Yep, but it comes up, people say you're lucky it doesn't have to happen. Luck has nothing to do with it, and it comes up every year.
Yeah.
It comes up multiple times a year that a bill is filed, and you go fight, and I don't have time to do it. You don't have time not to do it. Even if you're a single shop operator, you have no time not to do it. Put a sign on your door and said, I went to the State House. I'm sorry, I'm gone for 3 hours because I have to go fight it. I think your customers are going to appreciate it because the fact of the matter is the tax rolls downhill. The consumer pays it.
Yeah.
Not the retailer and not the manufacturer.
Yeah.
The person that's paying is you, the consumer. So we got to fight so that this doesn't happen to them. We're trying to save the end user, the consumer, on the tax.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. All right, so now we're going to go to our listening audience favorite segment, which is #That'sPucked Up. And last time we almost forgot about the rant, so we don't want to forget about the rant because it's the most important thing. So, as David being from Boston, I'm sure you got to rant about something because all you Bostonians, you got a lot to talk about.
I got a lot of problems, my God. There's a lot of things bothering me, and I could go on all day. But I'll tell you one thing. You travel a lot, right?
Yes.
It's the people that take their shoes off on the plane that make me nuts. Does that ever come up? That anybody ever rant about this?
No, go for it. But
Because
I'm with you.
You got to be kidding me. I'm paying a lot of money, and usually I'm sitting up front because I'm a fat guy, right? Not because I want the first class free peanuts or whatever it is. And then somebody takes their shoes off. They're wearing sandals. They got their feet. It's gross to me, and I don't need to see it in coach, and I don't need to see it in first class. I don't want to see it. I don't care if it's a man or a woman. Just leave your shoes on. What possesses you to do that? Does that happen anywhere else? But it happens in airplanes all the time.
I've seen it happen in your cigar shop.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh, my God.
Where are your shoes, Ed? Oh, you have them on. Okay.
And he has
all right.
fancy socks, I'm sure.
Oh, okay.
No, not today.
No!
Yesterday I was wearing my taco socks.
Oh, okay. All right.
He always has some weird socks on, but
Okay.
it always bothered me, when you're traveling all the time. I mean, unless you're one of those. You strip down before you get on a plane?
I never take my shoes off. No. And those nuts, that smell of the nuts and the smell of the feet, that's a bad combination.
Absolutely.
Especially in a small little aluminum tube.
And I'm saying,
Oh, yeah.
if you slid your shoes off
ask
and
for
you got,
clarification on the nuts.
there we go.
The spam-flavored macadamia nuts
There we go.
that are heading your way, Ed.
That smell disturbing.
And if you kept your socks on, it wouldn't be so bad, although I got to smell it or whatever. But they're taking the socks off the whole bit. It's gross. Stop doing it. It's not acceptable. And, there's no smoking on a plane or something. There should be a thing that's lit and says, keep your shoes on.
Next time that happens to me, I'm taking a picture and I'm sending it to you, dude.
Oh, great.
I'm going to think of you every time that happens to me.
Hey, wait till you smell this. Look at this. Again, back to you got to, here, taste this. It's terrible. He hates this. Let me send him pictures of it.
This is why we need scratch and sniff cell phones.
Oh,
Yes. Nick, anything you want to go off on a rant?
Me? Go
Yes.
off on a rant?
Yes.
Oh, I was wildly unprepared for that.
Well,
but,
it's all right.
So was I.
Yeah.
What do you
You know, I drive south on I-93 all the time.
Why do you
that
do that?
traffic
Why do
is
you do that?
Well, because, I work doing this.
There we
so I am forced to. And what the hell possesses Massachusetts drivers to not signal and just take over lanes? Like, you have a half a car length in front of you, they're taking it. That's theirs. And they bought that car, and they're taking that lane.
See, growing up in here, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Well, he's from Wyoming.
Yeah, that's why. That's how
Montana.
You're from Montana. There's 7 cars.
if you dear leave
There was
enough
no
space
speed
there,
limit up there.
You obviously don't want to get up front or something, so I'm going to do it.
Oh, man.
Nice. Well, that's good. So now we have 2 questions. Now, there are 2 questions, and my friend Dave, we're going to ask all the questions over here, and I think I can already...
You broke them up?
Yeah,
double barrel, and he broke them up.
Down to the band.
He smoked them down to the band, and now they're single, but he's still trying to smoke them at the same time, and we're almost there.
I like the technique you've got going.
He's
there.
got
two fingers.
3 fingers.
In between the two.
As long as he's not telling me to read between the lines, we're good to go over there.
Not yet.
Now, I already can answer the first question for David, but I'm going to ask it for everybody so Nick can have a chance too. So the first question is from Jamie S. And the first question is, what is your favorite acid subculture and why?
Obviously, it's the ACID Amigo.
Oh, there you go. Because we make it for you.
Because I thought it was a cool idea going through this project with Jonathan and saying what can be different. I wanted it to be different. I didn't want a different wrap or maybe a different length or something like that. Let me come up with something completely different of it. And the original idea was share one. You know, I have to smoke cigars for a living, right? I'm smoking samples all the time. I'm a reviewer on Cigar Journal magazine. I'm always smoking cigars. But it goes up a peg when you smoke a cigar with your friend.
Yeah.
The same cigar that you've had many, many times tastes better, more enjoyable. The experience is overall better if you're smoking with a friend, with an amigo. ACID Amigos.
ACID Amigos, only at Two Guys Smoke Shop.
There we go.
Nick, how about you?
So that depends. Is toast considered a subculture?
No, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Toast is interesting. I
love
like it.
the toast, man. I love the toast.
Okay,
so.
for you can say the toast then. It's fine.
It's not.
There are no rules or regulations here.
It's that broadleaf, man. I don't know.
That's a Drew Estate thing, huh? There's no rules.
Yeah, there's no rules are. People always tell me that rules are made to be broken.
There we go.
So
might as well not make them because we're breaking them.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So
but I'm also personally invested in the Amigos because that took some pulling teeth, and I love that it's here and it's out, and this is the big launch, and we're getting it out there.
Okay.
So
all right. So half toast, half Amigos.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'll do a 50-50.
Okay. Well, you know what? It's funny because I've smoked a whole bunch of different subcultures out there, and there's some that I like, and there's some that I don't like.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, just like in our whole brand portfolio, we have over 263 different cigars. Right.
Wow.
All different shapes and sizes and blends, and in all the cigar stores I've ever been to and done events, I've yet to run across 2 customers. Customer number 1 is someone who likes every single cigar we make. Yeah. Because that's impossible to me.
Of course.
And then customer number 2 is someone who doesn't like, or he says he doesn't like any of our cigars
because he hasn't tried them all.
Because there's got to be a cigar in our portfolio for everybody. So with that said, one of the subcultures that I really enjoy is actually the subculture for a store in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is the Supercell. And the Supercell is actually the toast blend, but in a Corona size. Ah. So it comes in a 10-count pack, and that is a phenomenal cigar. Nick, if you like the toast, you might like the Supercell and whatnot. But as I'm smoking, and again, I'm not saying this because I'm using this beautiful studio and I'm here. And one thing I forgot to tell you is, by accident, we went to all 3 Two Guys yesterday.
Yes, you did. You got the hat trick.
That is a feat that
in one day.
In a feat that not too many people have done. And because Nick got his directions, or his fat sausage finger hit the wrong button on his garment, we went to the very first. We had 2 events yesterday at 2 of the Two Guys, and we actually showed up to the third store, which we're doing the event at today, but we showed up yesterday morning. But I'm happy to say, as a proud Swiss, we're still on time.
Yes.
And on time, David, is?
Big, 20 minutes early.
Exactly. Yeah. That's right, to the first event and the second event. Yes.
We were barely on time for the first
so we still made it. But so with this said, I got some Amigos yesterday, and I've been chain smoking these things, shotgunning back to back to back. This is a phenomenal blend. I really love the cigar. I'm a very, very big Connecticut cigar smoker. I love the Blondie, and I actually really like the 14cc, which is just a bigger Blondie in a tube. But this size right here, and especially what you say, it's funny. You smoke both of these at the same time. You actually, when you take a draw, you take some air along with it.
Yes.
And that mixture is just phenomenal. So all you guys, it's not even a selling ploy. I mean, you have to get your hands on one of these ACID Amigos, whether you're in the store at 2 Guys or 2guyssmokeshop.com with the number 2. You got to get your hands on a pair or one cigar, depending how you look at it, and try them. So
when you buy one, you're really getting 2.
Exactly. So that is question number 1. Question number 2 is from Patrick. And now Patrick goes, if you had a choice and could choose one candy, like for me, it's obviously green M&Ms.
True enough.
If you had to choose one candy to take a bath in, which candy would it be?
A bath.
A bath in candy.
So how would you take a bath in M&Ms?
Well, I mean, it's kind of like
they're going to liquefy it.
You go to Chuck E. Cheese and you jump into the ball pit, and it's like an M&M pit. You know, it's actually pretty funny. But Nick, what do you think? What candy would you take a bath in?
Oh, caramel, man. It's got to be something with caramel in it,
Caramel.
man. Yeah, he's got to get all
Sticky Nicky.
No,
right back in there.
It sounds painful when you're taking it off with the hair coming off with it,
Sticky
too.
Nicky.
Really?
Nice.
See, M&Ms is a good thing because
But if you're in the
candy-coated
bath,
thing doesn't melt in your hands.
it
It's
doesn't
not going to
melt.
melt in your body. That's actually a good play.
It's not going to melt on your balls. It's just going to melt in your mouth.
Exactly.
And the moochie balls would be a bad
The
call.
moochie.
Melts in your mouth, not on your man bits. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Ed, what candy would you like to take a
Well,
bath
see,
in?
I like this thought. I don't want to get all gunked. So maybe Skittles would work.
Skittles, you get the Skittle pox, though, that happens.
I know.
They do melt a little bit.
Well, the problem, are we going to eat these candy? We're going to be in this tub for a long time and have to subside on the candy?
Well, I guess you can live on the candy for a while, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going M&Ms.
M&Ms. Any particular color?
Any color, and
Any color.
I might get the peanut ones for a little bit
Yeah.
of protein. To help.
okay.
Between, that's a good call.
How about the caramel M&Ms, Nick?
Oh, those are delicious.
Oh,
We
okay.
crushed those last time you were in town.
Haven't had those yet.
No?
Crushed
Haven't
those.
had those yet.
Okay, so which candy would you like, David?
Wow. Should we go saltwater taffy? That's painful. Oh. Ooh, that would be painful. I guess something chocolate and just get it all over me, right? A little crazy. So, malted milk balls?
Oh, nice.
Oh, those are good.
Malted
Whoppers,
milk
huh?
balls? The Whopper.
Oh.
You like the other ones, right? Not the Whopper.
Maltese or
Yeah.
Much better.
Maltese.
Yeah, those are
Maltese. Hands and feet
Maltese.
hands and feet better than the malted milk ball than
Okay.
Maltese. Great choice.
Well, Patrick, I hope you didn't have like mental pictures of us in a bathtub
Except
full
me,
of.
because that's hot.
Yeah, well, if you want, we can hook you guys up on Tinder, and you could both swipe right and share a night together in a bathroom full of caramel and have a good time, Patrick. Now, with that said, David, you are in the hot seat, and you have to pick a winner. Which question was more thoughtful, was better, and whatnot?
Well,
Was it Jamie in the favorite acid subculture, or was it Patrick with his favorite candy bath?
I'm going to go with Patrick with the favors candy bath.
Patrick!
Snack Authority and everything. It just was perfect for this show. I don't know if you knew we were going to be on the show, and we got the Snack Authority, but it landed up perfect. It kind of all went together, right?
Now that I'm very, very happy that you said Patrick, and please tell our audience that I didn't tell you anything about.
No, I don't know about either of them.
Okay, all right, because it was Patrick's third try to win the question of the podcast. And unlike some other guy, Richard Lai, who tried 17 times before he won the question of the podcast, Patrick, you made it on the third try, so congratulations. You will win a puck, a subculture puck, which we'll be mailing to you. So congratulations.
Like a hockey puck?
A hockey puck, yeah.
Really?
It's an actual hockey puck. I will actually, Joe Grow, don't listen to this, but I will actually send one to you with.
I would love that.
Yes.
And one of the questions I asked you today was having to do with hockey. You blew it, but
Yes.
What was the question?
Yeah, I don't know. What was the question?
it was
The first.
It was the first All-Star game.
first All-Star hockey game. Or
Oh, it's the
something.
first All-Star hockey game when the All-Stars played Toronto Maple Leafs. In what year?
Yeah.
What year?
Yeah.
You know the answer because it was the answer to every question.
I have no
And
idea.
Barry nailed it.
Nailed it.
Yeah,
2 points.
1971.
71.
Yeah. See, I was a hockey fan when there was a Hartford Whalers. I went to the mall once at Hartford, and a hockey game broke out, the Harvick Civic Center.
So they just
Were you from
declared it a
Connecticut?
team?
So I lived in Connecticut for 4 years.
I didn't know
in
that.
Wilton, Connecticut, and we went
Ah.
to see the Hartford Whalers, Mike Liu, Randy Ladouceur, Wayne Babbage, and all them, and we beat the Quebec Nordiques. And then, like 10 years later, there's no more Quebec Nordiques and no more Hartford Whalers. And I'm like, what the fuck?
So
is
you were
going
in Connecticut, right, where the tobacco farms and everything were?
I was, yeah. Well,
not knowing that
like
you were going to
half
be
a-
being in the tobacco
I
business,
was,
right?
I was, yeah. It's.
You never would have
crazy.
believed it.
I
You
never would have believed it.
No.
It was hard enough to learn English. You know,
Right.
I moved to Connecticut. I didn't know any English. So
Wow.
Yeah, alone tobacco. So, David, I can't thank you enough for letting
My
us,
pleasure.
letting you
Lot of fun.
us use your studio and whatnot. Any last words for our audience?
If anybody's interested in ACID Amigos, we'd love to sell them to you. We'd
right.
love you to be able to get a hold of them. We certainly got a lot of them.
Yeah.
So contact us at twoguyscigars.com, the number twoguyscigars.com. Click on it. Catch the Cigar Authority Podcast. If you're interested in the Snack Authority Podcast, thanks for listening, and thanks for supporting Drew Estate and the ACID line.
Thank you, Nick. Any last words?
Any last words? Yeah,
Yes.
come experience acid with two guys.
Oh, wait.
Keep your shoes on the airplane, right? Keep your shoes on in the airplanes.
For any of you guys who have any questions and you want to win a hockey puck from Subculture, email in your questions to podcast@drewestate.com. Joe Grow will look at them and he will send them to us and we will use them. Until next time, bye-bye.